Having gained enough combat experience to begin choosing your specialization as a warrior, you head to the nearest of the Horde's warrior trainers to seek further combat training. Having proven yourself a formidable soldier through your acts in Durotar, you find your superior not only ready to teach you new fighting techniques, but also guiding you on a quest to further enhance your skills. The Horde honors its warriors because their strength is unquestioned, but the truly great warriors are great students as well. Seek out Uzzek. He is a veteran of many battles and now instructs young warriors in the ways of combat. You will find him south of Farwatch Post, the Orc garrison on the border of the Barrens and Durotar. Proud to have earned such recognition, you venture west out of Razor Hill, eager to learn whatever skills your elder warriors can provide. As you are exiting Razor Hill, a recruitment officer from the Barrens beckons you over.
You look pretty strong. Listen, my good friend Cargill needs some new recruits for Barrens duty. I know you want to do what's right for the Horde. Well, this is your chance. Take this recruitment letter to Cargill and see if he'll sign it. Follow the western road from Razor Hill to the Barrens over the bridge. Stop at the Orc outpost across the bridge.
Word of your successes here in Durotar have spread quickly. To be deemed fit to battle alongside the Horde's forces in the Barrens is a great honor, and you gleefully head westward towards mightier foes and more glory. As you come to the western border of Durotar, you find a great bridge has been constructed over the South Fury River, and the Horde has established a watch post on the Barrens side of the crossing. Arriving at Farwatch Post, you are eager to seek out Uzzek and whatever knowledge he may have for an aspiring warrior of the Horde. You find him camped just southwest of the heart of the outpost, wielding a mighty axe and a magnificent shield, the steel barrier shaped into the crest of the Horde. As you approach, he asks,
Hello, young one. Here for some instruction, are you? As a warrior, one of our most crucial tasks is protection. We are the shield of the Horde, and we keep our weaker brethren safe. If you are to join our ranks, then you must prove your mettle to me. Go to Thunder Ridge in Durotar, where live the lightning hides and thunder lizards. Hunt the beasts. Show me you are tougher than they. Brave their assaults and bring me a stack of their singed scales as proof. Do this, and then I will teach you.
You ventured to Thunder Ridge before in order to oust the Burning Blade forces camped there, but at the time you took caution to avoid facing off against the mighty enraged thunder lizards that now call the valley home and defend it fiercely. Cutting down some of these formidable beasts should certainly test your mettle. Venturing back to Durotar and approaching the ridge from the south, you do not have to venture very far into the valley before the thunder lizards begin to retaliate against your presence. They are aggressive, lumbering creatures, several times the size of even the mightiest Orcish warriors. They are nearly as large as the Kodos domesticated by the Tauren for their mounts and caravans, but their hides are tougher than just leather. Their tough skin and thick scales are more akin to bashing your blade against stone than flesh, and as you strike at the beasts, searching for a weak point among their natural armoring, they muster natural energies to blast you with lightning magic. Perhaps you should have sparred against some of the Horde shamans in preparation for these foes. As you strike the beasts down, you dislodge what loose and singed scales you can and skin the beasts for any salvageable material. These foes remind you of stories you were once told as a child. Tales of gigantic, scaled beasts lumbering around Ungoro Crater, seemingly ancient ancestors of the raptors and pack beasts that now roam the greater continent of Kalimdor. Venturing deeper into Thunder Ridge, you find the coloration of the beasts change, from a faded gray to a vibrant green. These lightning-hide beasts are even larger and more formidable than the lizard counterparts found towards the entrance to Thunder Ridge. Their lightning magic singes your flesh, your armor doing very little to shield you from their magics. And their physical blows force you to stagger your attacks. Just the weight of these creatures. They attack with enough force to force you to be aware of your footing. It is a hard-fought battle, but eventually you harvest enough singed scales that you are certain Uzzek will be impressed by your efforts. You report back to Farwatch Post, eager to prove yourself to your superiors and gain whatever knowledge and skills it is they have to share. Uzzek asks you to present proof of your triumph over the Thunder Lizards.
Do you have the scales, Nudnik? Unless you can withstand the attacks of the Thunder Lizards, you will not benefit from my instruction. Ah, I see you defeated the Thunder Lizards, which proves you are tough. Now I will show you how tough skin and shrewd movements can combine to form an impenetrable wall of defense. Learn your lesson well, Nudnik, and be ready for future instruction.
Having proven yourself worthy to the mighty orc warrior, he teaches you several new techniques to improve your service to your fellow members of the Horde. Uzzek teaches you a defensive stance which will allow you to mitigate more damage, holding yourself in such a way that you prioritize deflecting enemy blows rather than being on the offensive. The wise orc also advises you on how to taunt your enemies, demonstrating how a lumbering orc such as yourself can draw the blows of your enemies, while your more fragile counterparts tear them apart with spells and precise strikes. And lastly, Uzzek shares a technique to sunder the armor of your foes, weakening them so your fellow warriors can destroy them even more efficiently. At last, you feel invigorated by these teachings and eager to lead your own contingent of Horde forces into battle. Having shared with you these defensive techniques, Uzzek stresses balance and the need for a quality weapon as well.
It is vital that a warrior's weapon is one of quality, and if there is an orc who can craft quality weapons, then that orc is Thun'grim Firegaze. He is a hermit who dwells atop the hills east of the Crossroads. If you seek a weapon, warrior, then you should seek Thun'grim. To find him, first travel to the Crossroads to the west, then strike east into the hills. His camp is high on a hilltop.
Eager to forge a mighty weapon, you set off towards the Crossroads. Remembering the conscription letter issued to you at Razor Hill, you stop at an officer in Farwatch Post.
Oh, so Takrin sent you. He's an excellent scout. I'm not sure what I'd do without him. I'll sign your recruitment letter, but what we really need is someone at the Crossroads. Take this signed recruitment letter to the Crossroads. Sergra Darkthorn, curse her hide, is in charge there. She's a nasty shaman who will talk your head in circles before she lets you do anything useful. Thrall is convinced she's something special, but I'm not so sure. You'll have to decide for yourself, pup. Follow the western road from Cargill's Farwatch Post. At the T intersection, turn left and follow the road south.
You venture west, then south, following the path laid out by Cargill's instructions. You approach a large camp surrounded by defenses. A Horde insignia emblazoned on a banner at the entrance, with Orc and Tauren forces standing guard. These crossroads are the center of the Horde's operations within the Barrens. You report to the shaman, Sergra Darkthorn, who you find at the center of the camp directing the Horde's operations.
Well, what do we have here? Has Cargill deemed me worthy of another recruit? All right, Nudnik, you want to earn your keep with the Horde? Well, there's plenty to do here, so listen close and do what you're told. I see that look in your eyes. Do not think I will tolerate any insolence. Thrall himself has declared the Horde's females to be on equal footing with your men. Disrespect me in the slightest, and you will know true pain. Your first prey will be easy. The Plainstriders to the east have been harassing our food supplies, and have become a nuisance. Put down the Plainstrikers and return to me with their beaks.
Before venturing forth into the Barrens, you notice another orc barking orders at the Horde soldiers in the camp from beside the central watch post. On approach, he greets you.
Welcome to the Crossroads, warrior. My name is Thork. I lead the defenses here in the name of the war chief. Please feel free to make yourself at home. As long as you mind your business, no one should have problem with you taking up some space. There are many threats to our safety here, If you've already become familiar with the lay of the land, speak to the others here. Perhaps they have tasks for you to do. All the Quillbore are our enemies, Nudnik. Some just prove to be more of a nuisance than others. The Razormane tribe has been attacking our supply lines from Durotar, causing us no end of annoyance. I have scouts seeking the leader of these raids, but until then, any losses you can inflict upon the filthy pigmen would aid us. Start in the northeast towards Durotar. You can always tell their dens from the huge thorny vines that come up from the earth. Seek them out and slay them.
The Razormane are camped around the hills to the northeast, and Uzzek said to seek Thun'grim atop the hills. Perhaps you can assist the Crossroads with this threat as you seek out your warrior's weapon. Venturing up the hillside east of the Crossroads, you see a small camp atop the mountain. A mighty bonfire rages between two tents, one sheltering an old orc and the other a forge and anvil. The orc gazes towards his forge and out across the barrens below. As you crest the hill, the orc speaks.
My eyes have long dried out from staring into the forge's flame, but some things I can still see. I can see you want something. And if you found your way here, then I can guess what you desire. I will give you a weapon, Nudnik, but first you must aid me. The Razormanes to the northwest came into my camp a few nights past. They would not meet me in combat, but they know my eyes are bad. A few distracted me with snorts, while others stole from me, the cowards. They took an iron chest, and within it were some forged steel bars. If you can recover them, I will give you the weapon you seek. Search for the iron box within the Quillbore camps, and return with the forged steel bars.
Well, how convenient. You can crush the Quillbore forces as Thork requested, all the while keeping a lookout for Thun'grim's stolen materials. You venture down the mountain into the twisted mess of brambles the Quillbore reside within below. The hills below are crawling with Quillbore filth. Hunters, warriors, and sorcerers defiling the land and pillaging resources from the Horde. You charge into battle, careful to not alert the entirety of their forces. As you strike against the Quillbore, many of them flee, begging their brethren for help. It does not take long before you're facing off against several opponents at once. Dishonorable filth. They strike at you with steel, arrows, and magic, many times nearly overwhelming you just by sheer numbers, but you prove successful in cutting down one after another, despite their best efforts to strike you down. Searching the camp, you see a burned-away caravan cart and approach. Beside the cart, you see a footlocker residing in the dirt. Striking down the Quillbore nearby, you approach and rifle through the container. Aha! You find several forged steel bars within. The material Thun'grim will use to forge you a mighty weapon. With the necessary materials secured for your warrior's weapon, you gleefully dispatch the last of the Quillbore lumbering around this wretched camp. Sure Thork will be pleased with your effort against the Quillbore menace. With an adequate amount of Quillbore swine cold, you hike your way back up the mountainside, carrying the materials needed to craft your prize. Remembering Sergra's request of you, you stop along the way to cut down some Plainstriders, harvesting any intact beaks from the two-legged beasts. You return to Thun'grim victorious and present him with the stolen materials.
You found them, and all the bars are here, which doesn't surprise me. I didn't think the Razormanes would know what to do with fine steel like this. Thank you, Nudnik. Here is your reward. May it serve you well.
At last, a mighty blade to best your enemies, sure to be put to good use in the quests to come.